Grace, can you hear me? Grace, can you hear me? Grace, can you hear me?
Sorry, I think Grace have not out, maybe a signal with.
Okay, never mind. I will wait for her.
Yeah, when it jumped out of the Zoom.
Okay, so let me try to repeat again what we stopped.
Share.
Okay, so Grace, do you recall what we said about the web server?
You said like you can use it to access Google or YouTube, right? Or sometimes even WhatsApp, right?
No, this was a web browser, not a web server. So please, web browser is on your own PC. You have a web browser on your own PC. A web server, do you know what is a server?
Kind of. It's like I don't know, like a location. No, like an online.
No. So actually, a server is actually a PC, but with a higher. Although this is not part of your syllabus, but I have to really show you how the server looks like. So can you see this kind of images?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually a real server can look like that. Okay, inside the server is actually there's almost the same components that you have on your PC, except that it have a higher capacity. So it means that if you have one processor inside your laptop or even your computer, inside here you might find 4 processors. If you have a hard disk of maybe 500 gig on your laptop or even PC, here you might have teras. The hard disk inside here you might have a few hard disks even. So this is possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hard disk. No, it's not only one. So we call that kind of high quality, high capacity computer a server. So this server can actually come or being installed in an environment like that. So all these kind of racks have servers installed inside them. So a possible image or how the server looks like, also it can look something like that. So it depends on the requirement, and also it depends on the manufacturing company, how they're going to produce. So if it is only a small company, they might only use something that looks like this, stand alone like that. But if it is a big company that have many places across the globe, so they might have racks full of servers like that. So typically, when I host my website, when I put my personal website, I go to a hosting company that have a lot of servers like that. Okay, and I ask them to hire or buy part of their web server. So they give to me ability to use their servers, which is called web servers. Okay, so that is a high performing computers that I'm able to put my website on. So, but why actually we are putting web pages on a web servers? Why we don't put it on a normal PC? I can easily answer you because typically a web page, like for my example, my personal web page, a lot of people across the globe, which is my students, access it to find their slides and the classes. So if I put that on just a normal PC, the performance will degrade badly after 5 or 6 students try to access my web page or my personal page at the same time. So they need, again, sorry?
Because there's traffic on the web page, right?
Yes, a lot of traffic. And this kind of web servers are connected with a very high speed internet. Okay, so along with the capacity that they have of the hard disk, along with the high RAM and high processing power that they have on the web server, they are also connected with a high speed internet connections that is not available for our homes. Okay, does this make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, so can you differentiate now what is a web server and what is a web browser?
Yes.
Okay, so okay, can you tell me one big difference between a web browser and web server?
A web server is like you actually like you pay and then you get the thing, and then it's like for your own, you know. And then
Okay,
a web browser is like the public.
okay,
Is it?
that is good information so far. But I would like also to highlight to you that a web browser is actually a software. And how many software we are able to use? I see that you are using Safari, right? So Safari is a web browser. Firefox is another example of a web browser. And Chrome and Edge, another two examples for web browser. Do you know who produce Chrome and who produce the Edge?
No, I've never used the Edge. I never used that.
This is come with Windows and it is from Microsoft. Okay, and
Oh.
Chrome is actually coming from Google. So this is a software that you are able to install on your computer to be able to surf the internet. At the moment, I see that you're using Safari. Am I right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so Safari is a software. It can be on your phone, it can be on your computer, and you can use them to surf the internet. Open YouTube, open Google, search, whatever. Is that clear? Now,
Yeah.
just a big difference, huh? Web browser is a software. A web server is a hardware. So a web server is actually a computer, but a high performing computer. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. A web browser is installed on your PC. Okay. But the web server, we use it to install our web pages. So we store things inside the web server. Does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So let me share with you another image, I believe. Okay. Web server. Let me see here. So can you see that? This is how actually the web server and the web browser interact together. Can you see here? So again, as we said, a web browser is a piece of software that is installed on inside your PC. It can be also installed on your phone. And to be able to access any website, we send HTTP request. Okay. Did you hear about HTTP before?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So we send a request. What the request looks like, www.google.com. So this is a request that is being sent from our web browser to a web server. Of course, this diagram does not take into account a lot of things. It just simplifies the matter, but it looks somehow like that. So a web browser, you write an address, you press enter. Once you press enter, an HTTP request is sent to the web server that is hosting Google inside. So this is belonging to Google, okay? And this is actually a hardware. It means that it is a computer. It is a high-end computer, okay? And once you do this request, actually the Google or the web server send the information back to your web browser, and the web browser is only responsible in showing you the information that is sent back by the web server. So if you type in a correct web address, you will see a result coming out. So let us have a look, please. So can you see this page? I write here Al-Malna. Okay. So when I press enter, can you see what is written now? What is the web address that I'm trying to, or the URL that I'm trying to reach?
Mala and info information.
Yes. So I press enter. What is it doing at the moment? It goes to the web server that is hosting my my personal website and is bringing back the information to your browser. So where is this information stored? It's on the web server. And now it is being transmitted to your browser, which is being opened now. I'm opening, I'm using a Chrome browser in my case, and the Chrome is installed on my PC. And this website that is appearing in front of you is written, part of it is written using HTML. So can you now differentiate between different parts of HTML, web browser, web server, URL that I already key in? Does this make sense? All these kind of terms, does it make sense to you so far?
Yeah.
Can you describe, are you able to describe the operation between, or the interaction between the web browser and web server?
Yeah. A web server is like not like it is physical, but not like hardware. Yeah, software. And web browser is hardware.
Okay. Now let me, you switch it, both of them actually. But let me understand. Do you understand what I mean, a software and a hardware? Do you know the difference between hardware and software?
Hardware is actually have a thing you can like physically like
Can touch it.
And
Yes.
software is like it's physical, like you can see, you can touch, you know, you can like
Perfect.
feel.
Perfect.
But then like, software is like online, you know, like on it's not an actual object, you know.
Yes, perfect. Yes, this is, I understand that you never touch software before, but let me understand. I hear that you have seen Python before. Have you written any Python language before?
Yeah.
So Python is a software.
Yes.
So actually Python can be used to build a software. And an example of software, yes, Python, if it is used properly, we might end up writing a web browser using Python. So a Python can write a software like a web browser. And a web server, when you hear the word server, it means that it's a high-end computer, or a computer with a high-end or high capacity. So do you know what the meaning hard disk on your computer? Did you ever come with how the hard disk looks like?
HDD.
No. Hard disk. Hard disk. Do you know what's the meaning of hard disk?
Physical, like
No worries. No worries.
hardware.
This is something you're going to study later. But do you know what is the meaning
But
of
then
CPU?
I only know a hard disk drive.
Yes, it's a hard disk drive. It's in your computer. Yes, you have a hard disk drive, and this hard disk drive have a capacity. So yes, you have it on your computer. So this is a hardware. So this hard disk is actually a hardware. Do you have a laptop or you have a computer?
A laptop.
Okay, so a laptop is a hardware. And Safari and Chrome and even Edge is an example of softwares. Can you recall that?
Yes.
So
yes, I get what you mean.
So okay, an example of a web browser. Can you give me an example of a web browser that we talked about a while ago?
Okay, web browser is like
What do you use? What do you personally use?
Google. I mean Safari.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so let
Safari.
me. Yes, excellent, excellent, excellent. So can you see that? So do you know how I know
Yes,
that
now.
you are using Safari?
HTTPS. Oh.
So I know that you're using Safari using this. So I want you to remember to tie the word Safari that appears on your slides from your phone with a web browser. So actually, one of the techniques that help you remember important information is to tie it to something that is solid. So this appears on your slides that you passed to me, the word Safari. And this is an example of a web browser. So if you forget what is a web browser, try to remember Safari. And Safari is a software. So a Python also can make software. Did I make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, let me understand. Am I moving too slow or too fast?
I think it's okay. A little bit too slow, maybe a little.
I need to be a faster a bit.
A bit, yeah.
Okay, now let me understand first also that are you confused from what I'm teaching you? Am I able to make things clearer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so okay, now let us go to this important thing here. This is a short for URL, Uniform Resource Locator. Uniform, oops, resource, and here locator. Does this make sense so far, this uniform resource locator?
Yeah.
You have it in one of your assignments. I believe you managed to answer it perfectly correct. So can you remember something like that?
Yes.
Okay, and we said that this is a website name and this is the protocol, this HTTPS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, and what about news? Do you remember what is the news?
I think it's like I don't know, it's like a news, like maybe what's new? I don't know.
No, I mean, and I don't mean news as a news itself, but what is it? I mean, if we see a
File
URL,
name,
yes, okay. So it
file
is
name, yeah.
a file name, right? So, and what if they put for you, they try to make it difficult for you, and instead of putting news like that, they put another slash, and they put maybe Malaysian, like that. So if you see a URL in this form, will news be a file name or a path?
Path,
Okay, and Malaysia will be?
file name.
Okay, so you're able to differentiate, am I right? Are you able to differentiate between file name and path?
Yeah.
Okay, and are you able to see what is, I mean, if this is a website address, so sometimes we call it also domain name.
Yeah.
Okay, when I write in the web browser just a while ago, I wrote this, and then I write blog, and then I write 77. So can you tell me now, if I write here, which one is the protocol, which one is the domain name, which one is the path, and which one is the file name?
The protocol is the HTTPS.
Yes, I make a mistake here. HTTPS. Yes. Okay. And where is the domain name?
It's the elmala.info.
.info. Perfect. And where is the path?
Blog.
Perfect. Perfect. And the remaining thing is the file name, right?
Yeah, 77
Dash class. Am I right? Okay. So is that clear? So this is how the URL looks like in real life. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So I don't see too many exam questions or even any exam questions so far that talk about the domain type and country code. They mostly focus about protocol, web address, path, and file name, and how to recognize those. So, but I think it's not difficult to understand that this is a country code. Am I right? So .uk, it refers to UK, right? The country.
Yeah.
HK is Hong Kong, right? So domain types here actually refers back to actually the type of website or the type of domain that you're using. So government typically, any government organization typically will use here .gov or .gov. And education websites like schools, ministries of education, they always use .edu. Does this make sense so far to you? Is that complicated?
No.
Can we move to the next?
Yeah.
Did you sleep already from me?
Already what?
Did you sleep already?
No.
I mean, am I my sound make you sleep?
No.
Okay, that's excellent. So, okay, now a fast thing that I would like you to know about the difference between HTTP and HTTPS is actually that HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol. This you will be asked about. So always they will ask you about this HTTP and its difference between HTTPS and what HTTP is short for. This is hypertext transfer protocol. So this T referred to the T of the text here, and H with a hyper. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you what is the purpose of this HTTP?
It's well, it says there to transfer files across the internet.
Yes, I understand that, but I shared with you a while ago. So again, my interest. This is a theoretical topic. If you don't touch it, I work it with my own hands. Before I became a teacher, I was teaching while I was working, but I worked with this own technology with my own hand, so I can remember them because I have seen them in reality. But you haven't seen them. So what I'm trying to do now is that I share with you a lot of images so that this theoretical topic stick to your mind. Can you see here how the HTTP interfere or act as interference between a web browser and a web server? So can you see that web browser use HTTP to make a request to a web server and ask for the content of a website from the web server using this HTTP?
Yeah.
Okay, is that clear to you? Okay, so you see here only HTTP, right? So when do we decide to use HTTPS? Let me see if I put for you here HTTPS. I believe maybe not. Okay, I think you have seen something like that before. So can you understand that this HTTPS actually mark a website that is being... Sorry, again, can you tell me?
That means secure, right?
Which one is not clear? Sorry.
No, that means secure, like
Secure,
lock.
exactly, perfect. This means secure, yes. So this lock is tied to HTTPS. So what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS is that HTTPS is actually the secured encrypted version of the HTTP. So when we use HTTP only without S, it means that all the information that we are sending can be intercepted or even seen by the internet service provider or even by hackers. Do you know what's the meaning of a hacker?
Yeah, like someone that's
Perfect.
like intrude the website.
Yes, they would like to actually spy on your personal information. They would like to spy on your credit card information. They would like to spy on your bank account information. So this is hackers in short. They do a lot of things. Later, we will came to know what kind of harm they can do on the later chapters, but not at the moment. So at the moment, you know that they created this secure HTTP to make sure the information that you pass, the sensitive information that you pass from your PC or your web browser to the web server is actually encrypted. Encrypted in a way, you know, last time we talked about encryption, we talk about symmetric and asymmetric encryption protocols, if you can remember last time, when Jane want to send an email to Joan and they need to
Yeah, then
exchange.
the private public key.
Exactly. Yes. So that is encryption. What we use here at the moment is that we don't do the encryption on our own. The browser do it on his own for us. He would always encrypt the information that is being transferred between the web server and the browser. We need that for. Do you have Amazon in Hong Kong? Are you able to order things from Amazon?
Yes, you can, but we don't prefer because shipping fee is so much.
Perfect. Okay. Did you use every? Let me see.
I never used it though. I never used it. The shipping fee is more expensive than the product.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I understand that. But the key here on asking you if you use Amazon, Amazon is a place where you purchase something, right? And you have to pay for it. Am I right? So, okay. So this is a commercial website, and this web server, this could be the Amazon web server, and you as a person maybe would like to purchase something from Amazon, so you would put your credit card on the browser, and the credit card information will be transferred to the Amazon website to complete the payment and the purchase thing, even though it is expensive, like you are saying. But what I want to say is that when you are entering Amazon, they use HTTPS. And if they don't use it, you should never put your credit card information inside the browser because it can be stolen. And so you always need to have a look for this lock, because it means that your information that you are putting in the browser is secure. Did I make sense so far from all these stories that I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
So, okay. Do you understand now that HTTPS is actually encrypting the information encrypting the flow of information between the browser and web server? Does this make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Would you like to rest a bit before we continue? Should we continue?
Wait, how many minutes do we have left?
I would compensate you for the disconnection of internet that happens from me and from you. So maybe like 10 minutes. So if you are tired, I can give you 5 minutes to rest and then we can continue.
Oh no, it's okay. 10 minutes, then just finish it first.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let me see here. Okay, we have to okay. So I think now you can see my screen. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, Grace, do you remember anything about DNS?
DNS. No, I don't think so.
Okay, what about IP address? Do you remember
Yes,
what is an IP?
I know that.
Okay,
Is
do
that
you,
the link? Not link, like the how do you say the location, online location of the thing? Is it?
it is the wider
I remember the data packet inside have IP address, the sender and
exactly.
receiver.
Exactly, yes. So this is how an IP address looks like. So IP address contain, so we are talking about IP address, IP version 4, okay? And there is later, we will be able to talk about IP version 6. So
That one is newer.
again, sorry?
That one is newer than the V4 one.
No, I didn't get you. Can you repeat again, if you don't mind?
The IPv6 is newer than IPv4.
Yes, exactly. Do you know why they come up with IPv6?
Because it stores more, like it stores. Wait, is it the 16 one? Wait, I forgot. 32 or 16? Was
Do
it?
you know 2 to the power of 128?
No, I don't know that.
Okay. Okay. So this IPv4 actually is enough to produce 4 billion IP addresses. But this 4 billion actually is coming to be in short. It means that it's finishing very fast. A lot of, when they created the internet, they never imagined that 4 billion people will be able to use the internet. So to be able to use the internet, you need to have an IP address. So your phone and your laptop need an IP address to be able to access the internet. Without an IP address, you are not able to access the internet. From where you get this IP address is the ISP, the internet service provider, the company that you pay monthly or even yearly to be able to access the internet. So that is how you access it. So you pay the money, they give you a router at home, and through this router, you're able to access the internet. And this router, no, first, did you understand what I said first before I proceed?
Yeah.
So do you understand what is an ISP?
What? No.
Okay, ISP. Let me see. Let me
Oh,
see.
that one. Oh, yes, that I understand. You know, you said right, the company.
Okay.
Like you buy the company and they give you the IP address for phone or iPad.
Yes, typically they don't give you the IP address directly. They don't give it to you to write it down. They actually give you a router. So do you know what does it mean, a router?
Like a hardware device.
Okay, that reside inside your home.
Yeah, it's
So
like for the Wi-Fi, right?
yes, it can act also as a Wi-Fi. Sometimes it looks like that. Can you see that here? Sometimes it looks like that. And sometimes it looks also, sometimes looks like this. Let me share with you. Sometimes it look like those.
Oh,
Can
I
you
think
see?
I have this one. I have this one.
Yes, exactly. So I want to tie the image with the word router. So that is a router, okay? So that is given to you by the company that actually you subscribe with. So that automatically will communicate with the company, with the ISP, and it will get you the address, the IP address. With this IP address, this is a unique address. You are only able to know if you enter a website. I can give you a website to be able to enter you to be able to know your current IP address given to you by the ISP. But maybe we can try it on a later session. So in short, the ISP is an internet is short for Internet Service Provider. It provides for you a router, a router, and an IP address to access the internet. And you have to pay them a monthly fee, and based on the bandwidth that they give to you. If you want a higher speed, you have to pay more money. Does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, now we look more about the IP address, how it looks like. So IP address version 4, you recognize that it consists of 4 parts. You see these parts? Can you see that here there is 4 portions, and this every portion is marked by a dot in between them?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so in short, do you know that a lot of people, and I am one of them, I'm able to know who enter my website, and based on what I'm able to actually understand who enters my website. The first 2 portions of the IP address is actually can tell me the countries that you're entering from. So if you want to remember that, I am not able to share with you your IP address specifically, but I'm able to show to others here. I am so inside my website, I'm able to see, okay, how many people from United States enter my website, and how many from France, how many from Germany, and so on, from Egypt, and so on. So I'm able to see I have students from Japan, from South Korea. So I can know who enters what. I cannot know that it is you. I just know that, oh, somebody from Japan entered my website, and he entered which website or which web address. Okay, so how I know that? I have I think you will study database. Did you hear about data word database?
Wait, hold on. Someone from Egypt entered my website.
Not your website, mine. I mean, maybe yes, maybe somebody entered not your website, but your web page. Yes, the link that you are. So actually, you have to understand that it's searchable. So yes, you might find people like that, and it might be not some human. It might be some crawling websites. So in United States and France, you will see a lot of time that you find them a lot of time accessing the website. Why? Because they are part of Google search, you know. So Google search, to be able to find new pages that come up on the internet, what they do is that they send something called crawlers. This is not so much important to you, but I'm just telling you that these crawlers actually go and search for new websites that being installed or even created every day. So every day there is new articles that is produced by writers every day. So these crawlers, its job is to find new articles that have been created and put it for people who are searching to Google. So this also is another possibility that when I see a lot of people coming from strange places like that, so it's possible that it's a part of the crawlers. Okay, so so that's no harm on your side. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good. So let me continue here. So like I told you, IP is important because we are able to know so other than the country, these two actually can make the ISP refer back to you if you do something bad on the internet. So if you access some sensitive information that you are not allowed to enter or to use or to access, or even do some harm or to other people, or even send a threat to a person, they are able to refer back to you and find your exact PC and exact location using your whole IP. But of course, so if you are within Hong Kong, so typically this is not important to them. They will need the last 2 portions of the IP to be able to reach exactly which location you are within Hong Kong and which building within Hong Kong, and from there they will be able to manually check and reach who is the subscriber that always takes this IP at which time. So every time you enter the internet, your IP information is locked down in log files inside your ISP. Did I make sense in what I'm telling, in the story I'm telling so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what is an IP and what is it used for?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I already make you exhausted a bit. Am I right?
No.
A bit. Okay.
A little bit.
A little bit. I'm sorry for that. So I will try next time to figure a way to avoid making you exhausted.
Wait, no, because I did sleep a lot last night. That's why I'm exhausted, and I did a whole day of shopping. So.
Okay. So yeah. So I will not exceed more than that today, but we still need to talk about the topic more. So let's see if we can. Yeah. Let's see. Next classes we will continue. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Are you able to do the homework? If I give you one?
Yes.
I hear that you have a lot of assignments next week.
Assessments, but yes,
Assessments.
it's okay. I can still like try to do it.
Okay. All the best for you. Okay. Take care then. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.